Catherine Bath is the Executive Director of Security on campus. Catherine, I know you were listening in on both of the news conferences today, and some stunning information came out. We heard the college president basically defend his decision to email the students some 2 hours after the first shooting because they in fact thought it was a domestic disturbance and in fact were questioning someone at the time that the Norris, the mass killings came down. What did you read into that?
Well, I got my first call from the media at about 9:45 this morning when I arrived at work. At that time, they knew about the first shooting, and other students had also been injured in that shooting. And so my question is, why did they not warn the campus immediately? They knew they had a very serious emergency situation on their hands. And when the president says that he couldn't send an email to all of the students at once, well, that is not true. We have technology now in place that's available and that is not that expensive, where campus security can type one simple text message saying, warning, stay in your rooms, lock your doors, shooter on the loose, students have died. And they can push a button and it can go out simultaneously to all 26,000 phones. And at 7:30 in the morning, when they knew about the first tragedy, that's what they should. It's a shame. It's such a shame that they did not have this technology in place.
But they said at the time they mistakenly believed that this was a lone event, and they are still not making any linkage, a definitive linkage between the first shooting and the second shooting. They say they have a bunch of ballistic tests to conduct, and they actually have a person of interest they say they're talking to tonight who is cooperating.
Well, quite frankly, whether it was a lone event, whether it was linked, whether it was two separate events, the first event was serious enough to warrant immediate warning of the entire campus community, and that should have been done after the first event. They're saying they thought it was a domestic incident. I don't care. It was a double murder with other students injured in the process. That alone should have been sign enough to them, time to warn the entire campus. And the thing that is so upsetting is they had an incident in August on the first day of school where they also did not adequately warn the campus community. So, they should have learned from their first mistake, I'm sorry to say, and now the whole country needs to learn from this incident and get these systems in place. It's not so easy to secure a campus,
sure,
but it is possible to warn the entire student body and faculty and workers if something like this is coming down the road. If it comes to their attention, they need to have a system in place to warn the campus community immediately.
Catherine Bath, thank you so much for your perspective tonight.